reality, you may be more stupid than I am. But I admit that when it comes to earlier men, I am no match for you.
This is a very interesting case.
What is?
Yours.
Mine? What do you mean?
I mean that I never received a flower or a letter or anything else from your husband. Tell me, haven't you and your husband been getting on rather badly of late?
Yes, of course.
You used to be very affectionate to each other.
Why, yes.
And of late you have been quite cold.
Yes.
Of course, a typical case. My dear, if you only knew how often we actresses meet this sort of thing. It's perfectly clear that your husband has been playing a little comedy on you to make you jealous, to revive your interest in him.
Do you really think that? Do you mean to say that such thing has happened to you before?
Oh, endless times. It happens to every actress who is moderately pretty and successful. It's one of the oldest expedients in the world. And we actresses are such conspicuous targets for it. There's scarcely a man connected with the theatre who doesn't make use of us in that way sometime or another. Authors, composers, scene designers, lawyers, orchestra leaders, even the managers themselves. To regain a wife or sweetheart's affections, all they need to do is invent a love affair with one of us. The wife is always so ready to believe it. Usually, we don't know a thing about it. But even when it is brought to our attention, we don't mind so much. At least we have the consolation of knowing that we are the means of making many a marriage happy, which might otherwise have ended in a divorce court.
How could I know?
Oh, there, dear. You mustn't apologise. You couldn't know, of course. It all seems so plausible. You imagine your husband in an atmosphere of perpetual temptation, in a backstage world full of beautiful sirens without scruples or morals. One actress, you suppose, is more dangerous than 100 ordinary women. You hate us, fear us. None understands that better than your husband, who is evidently a very cunning lawyer. And so he plays on that fear and jealousy to regain love you deny him. He writes a letter and leaves it behind him on the desk. Trust a lawyer never to do that unintentionally. He orders flowers from me by telephone in the morning and probably cancels them the moment he reaches the office. By the way, hasn't he a lock of my hair?
Yes, Miss Desjora, I brought it with me.
Yes, they bribed my hairdresser to steal from me. It's a wonder I have any hair left at all.
Is that how he got it?
I can't imagine how else. Tell me, hasn't he left any of my love letters lying around?
No.
Don't be alarmed,
Now what made you think?
Well, I might have. If he had come to me frankly and said, "I say, Sarah, will you do something for me?" My wife and I aren't getting on so well. Would you write me a passionate love letter that I can leave lying around at home where she may find it? I should certainly have done it for him. I'd have written a letter that would have made you weep into your pillow for a fortnight. I wrote 10 like that once, for a very eminent playwright, but he had no luck with them. His wife was such a proper person, she returned them all to him unread.
How clever you are. How good.
I'm neither better nor worse than any other girl in the theatre, even though you do consider us such monsters.
I've been a perfect fool.
Well, you do look a bit silly, standing there with tears in your eyes, your face flushed with happiness, because you have discovered that a little blonde man with spectacles loves you after all. My dear, no man deserves to be adored as much as that. But then it's your own affair, isn't it?
Yes.
Yet, I want to give you a parting bit of advice. Don't let him fool you like this again.
He won't. Never fear.
Whatever you may find in his pockets, letters, handkerchiefs, my photograph, whatever flowers he sends or letters he writes or appointments he makes, don't be taken in a second time.
You may be sure of that. And you won't mention anything to him about my coming here, will you?
Not a word. I'm angry with him for not having come to me frankly for permission to use my name the way he did.
You're such a dear. And I don't know how to thank you.
You must begin crying all over again.
You've made me so happy. Thank you.
All right, Alfred. You can come in now. She's gone.